Hey guys, it's Jason Leister from Business of Copy. Today I want to talk about a decision that every copywriter has to make at one time or another, and that is to whether to specialize in a niche or not. Now, if you've ever read any of my stuff, you realize that I'm not a fan of specializing, and that's only because of the limitations that I found it created for me when I tried it. When I got started, I was going to write copy for self-development publishers. So, that limited my focus, but it was still a ton of people. Anybody in the self-development field, that was me, I was going to do it. And that choice ended up, one, frustrating me because I got really tired of writing about the same thing over and over, and two, it limited my income. Okay, so that's when I kind of took a moment and decided to revamp my business, and when I decided to go in a different direction, which is to generalize. Now, if you read most marketing books, they will tell you that that is the kiss of death, all right, to generalize. I'm good at everything, I'm a jack of all trades. Well, those type of people never make it, right? Well, this video is going to help you decide or show you the possibilities for what you can do when you choose to generalize, okay? Here's the problem with specializing in my view. When I chose to specialize as a self-development copywriter, I put my focus and the focus of the conversation I had with prospects on something that clients didn't care about. They didn't care about what I did. They didn't care about copywriting. In fact, if they could double their profits without working with a copywriter, I'm sure they would. Okay? What all of the clients that I've worked with have in common is that all they really care about are sales. They care about improving their company, making more money with less effort, feeling a little more like they're in control, taking a step forward, one step closer to where they want to go. Okay, that's what they care about. So why not talk about that? That has nothing to do with what kind of copywriting you're doing. Okay, if you start the conversation from there, then you're really meeting the client where he or she is at. And that is, you're talking about what they want and what they need, okay? If all you do is, I write copy for financial publications, then every business problem you look at, you've got the screwdriver, ends up being a screw. I can fix that with better copywriting, okay? In my experience, copywriting is not the be-all and end-all of business success. In fact, with the promotions that I've done, give me, like Gary Halbert always said, a starving crowd, you can say just about anything and get some results, okay? It's only when you try to squeeze blood out of a turnip that the actual words that you say really are elevated, to such a high level of importance. Frankly, I'd rather just go looking for a better match of market and product. Okay, so I don't specialize because it's putting the focus on the wrong thing and something the client doesn't care about. Plus, it limits the clients that I can work with. Now, you might think that that's a good thing if you limit it. You only have this much of the market to focus on, you have a better chance of getting in there, but I haven't found that to be true. Okay, because when I meet a business person who might become a client, I want as many tools in my tool bag as I can possibly get, all right? Because what I'm really providing, I say I'm a copywriter or a marketing consultant or whatever, what I'm really providing is a solution to a problem that the client may or may not know he or she has, okay? So if these are some of my tools, copywriting, I know how to do AdWords, I know how to generate traffic other ways, some PR, public relations, social media. These are some of my tools, okay? If I specialized and became known as the expert copywriter in X, Y, or Z niche, that would be my tool, C, okay? So when you were talking about a business problem, that's what I would lead with. But when I have all of these tools together in my bag, and these are just a few, then I can focus on what the business person is trying to achieve. That's really all they care about, right? And not all those business problems can be fixed with copywriting. So if this is starting to scare you because we're walking outside the bounds of what it traditionally means to be a copywriter, then that's a good sign. Because I think the bar is going up in terms of what a copywriter, what the definition of that word is. And when you bring to the table the ability to create results in businesses, that's an easy sell. And I really, attribute that one thing to the reason that I'm doing what I'm doing, that I am working with the people that I'm working with. We start with, I'm a copywriter, because they know what that means. That brings them to the table. If you walk up to a business person and say, I'm a marketing consultant, the next question probably would be, well, what do you do? Or how could you help me? When you're dealing with the right type of clients, you say, I'm a copywriter, they know what that means. And it's just a foot in the door, and it's a common field that you guys can talk about, and you expand from there. Okay, so if I had it to do over, I would never specialize. That doesn't mean you can't market intelligently and focus on specific markets. It means that the conversation that you engage in with the prospect is not about copywriting, since they don't care. Okay, so that's the biggest flaw I see in a decision to specialize. Limiting the conversation to what someone like your client doesn't care about. Okay, so how do you do this? How do you go out in the market? If you can do everything, how do you talk to anyone? How do you get noticed? You focus your marketing, okay? You focus your marketing and keep your skills broad. Once you start talking, you bring all your skills to the table for the prospect to help them solve their problem. Okay, so yes, I could concentrate on financial publishing businesses, but what I do for them can extend beyond copywriting, because that's only one small, tiny piece of the real business puzzle. Now I realize that some people will think this is all heresy. I'm talking about my experience here. I've proved this stuff to be true for me. Okay, so you go out in the marketplace and you do pick a focus so you can aim on something. But you don't necessarily have to lead with, I write X kind of copy. You can talk to every business in the world and focus your discussion on one thing. I help increase your sales or increase your bottom line. That's what they want to hear. So your challenge is to take what you can do, your grab bag of skills, which should constantly be expanding, by the way. That's why you keep learning. And position them in the unique way for each prospect and or client that they can solve a problem for that person. Not every client that I work with do I use all of these things. Some I just generate traffic for. Others I do PR work. Okay? Some I do copywriting for. The point is to think bigger. Think about, is specializing limiting me, my income, and my ability to develop? Am I building a box around me that I really don't want to be there? Think about those things. All right, and be sure, please, to put some comments down below so we can start, the conversation back and forth. It's nice to talk to myself, but I'd really like to help you guys a whole lot more. So, Jason Leister, Business of Copy. See you next time.